BBC London, 94.9.
It's now 7:48. It's the Breakfast Show with me, Paul Ross, and Penny Smith. And the MP for Hayes and Harlington will call for the regulation of the laser eye surgery industry today. John McDonnell will introduce a bill in the House of Commons on the dangers of corrective laser eye surgery after a campaign by North Londoner Sasha Rodoy. Sasha says the laser surgery she underwent to correct her short-sightedness made her vision worse. Sasha now runs a helpline for other people in her position and joins us now. Good morning, Sasha.
Good morning, Paul.
First of all, what happened to you when you had surgery and how much worse do you think your eyes are?
Well, I only needed glasses for distance, and whereas my friends in the same age group needed reading glasses, which I always laughed at because I had perfect near vision, I now need 3 prescriptions for distance, intermediate and close up, and that's not to mention the side effects I suffer.
And why did you go and have this laser surgery in the first place?
I thought it would save me money.
Save you money
on glasses every year, replacing lenses. And I certainly didn't do it for vanity, although I have no problem with people doing it for vanity. That's not a criticism in the least, but I really did do it because I thought I'd save money in the long run.
And what was your eyesight like before the surgery?
I've been short-sighted since I was 14 years old, so I couldn't see distance. But I was quite comfortable with glasses. Glasses suited me. I could wear contact lenses if I wanted to go to a party or something. I really didn't have a problem wearing glasses, but please don't ask me why. It's somewhere I lost the plot. And
No, because sometimes you just, as you said, you decided that it was going to save you money.
And these things are heavily
quite
promoted and advertised, and I underwent a similar surgery, and I wonder what kind of phone calls you've had on your helpline, Sasha.
Oh my goodness, I get called every single day. When I first started fighting this nearly 3 years ago, I was being abused on the internet. I received threats. I won't go into all those details right now. And slowly I broke through, and I am now contacted 7 days a week by increasing numbers of people who've had their eyes damaged. And it's not just laser, it's also OERML, which is refractive lens.
And are you sure you followed absolutely the instructions of your surgeon? Because when I underwent it, I was given...
to the letter.
Yeah.
But these things happen, and what is not told to you before surgery is the high risk. And there really is a high risk with high street chains. The surgeons only see you minutes before the surgery. They're under pressure. They've got their target based, and everybody's working on commission. And these companies are owned by businessmen, not by clinicians.
And what are you hoping that John McDonnell, then, the MP, is going to be able to do?
Well, firstly, to get this publicised, because I have given interviews to major press publications. They've all been killed by these companies with threats of libel, advertising campaigns to shut them up. The corruption is absolutely unbelievable.
So what should people do then if they're considering laser eye surgery? Because I did see the person who performed the procedure on me, and he carried out the procedure as well as seeing me and did the aftercare as well. So some elements of this, and Penny's had it done, it's been perfectly safe and fine for her. How should people protect themselves?
They need to avoid the high street chains and like a plague, because they're just under pressure for sale, as I said, sales targets. Going to the surgeon, you're going to pay twice as much at least that you would pay at a high street chain. I'm afraid your eyes are worth that. You've only got one pair of eyes. Don't cheapen them, they are not a commodity.
Although again, I'm sure the high street chains would say any surgical procedure must always carry an inherent element of risk.
Of course, but you have to limit those risks. And you can limit them by seeing a surgeon who would... Had I seen a surgeon, an independent surgeon, he would have told me before I had surgery what the risks were and what my eyes were going to end up like. It was a given that I was going to lose my near vision. Nobody told me that. And the side effects, because you're rushed through, because the surgeon doesn't have time to look at the scans, people get past the surgery who shouldn't be having surgery.
What I do find very strange, and I feel very great sympathy for you, this is what persuaded me to go for laser surgery was I was short-sighted since I was practically bald. I used to have glasses that were like the ones that Benny Hill used to wear and magnify my eyeballs when I was a kid. But then I suddenly, in my early 40s, needed reading glasses as well.
Yeah.
And they managed to correct my vision so that I can see distances, but also they've improved my my reading distance.
How long ago did you have yours done, Paul?
I would say maybe 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
Okay, because many people also who do have successes, they find only a few years later their eyes have deteriorated again.
Thankfully mine haven't, but thank you very much for your time this morning. Sasha Rodoy there, a victim of what she describes as inept laser eye surgery, and that bill is being introduced into Parliament today by the Labour MP for Hayes and Harlington, John McDonnell.